Dumelang. Hello everyone and Happy New Year. Lina Lamike Martha. As we enter the new year, I will talk about this relaxing book, The #1 Ladies Detective Agency by Alexander McCall Smith. The #1 Ladies Detective Agency is the first in a series of 22 books. The main character, Precious Ramotswe, also known as Mma Ramotswe, is Botswana's first female private detective. Mma means Mrs. The story takes place in Botswana between 1966, when it gained independence, and the mid-1990s. Mma Ramotswe was 8 years old when Botswana gained its independence. She is proud of her country and proud to be the country's first female private detective. Mma Ramotswe lost her mother when she was a child. Her father and her father's cousin raised her. Following her father's death, she used the proceeds from the sale of his cattle to buy a house on bond. The house is on Zebra Drive in Gaborone. She also bought a small building to house the first ladies' private detective agency. Her father had asked her to start a business such as a butchery just before he died, or a bottle store. A detective agency was not what he had in mind. The agency has an office, her late father's white van, 2 desks, 2 chairs, and a phone as assets. She calls the agency the #1 Ladies Detective Agency, and that's where the story begins. Mma Ramotswe is a staunch supporter of women's rights and equality with men. She is a traditionally built woman, graceful, sincere, generous, sympathetic, full of common sense, considerate, kind-hearted, and wise. She hires Grace Makutsi as a secretary. Grace is a poor woman who worked extremely hard to earn 97% at Botswana Secretarial College. The cases in this book include some jobs for wealthy and powerful clients that helped her establish herself in business. Her first big case, however, involves the disappearance of a schoolmaster's son in a village called Hatsana. Mma Ramotswe received the case after the boy had disappeared for 2 years. She believes the boy is dead and does not expect to find out who killed him, but it bothers her. She suspects witchcraft. Then one day she gets a tip that could lead her to one of the country's most powerful men, the type who can make life difficult for those who cross him. One of the things I like about this book is Mma Ramotswe's friendship with Mr. J.L.B. Matekoni. I also like how he is always referred to as Mr. J.L.B. Matekoni throughout the series of books. In fact, we never learn what JLB stands for. Mr. JLB Matekoni is a skilled car mechanic with whom engines talk. Another reason I enjoy this book and the rest of the series is the clear and easy to read language. It's not your typical mystery detective series with horrifying deaths and complicated cases. No, it's a sweet and lovely story full of reconciliation, understanding, and justice, among other things. It's the kind of book you'd pick up to relax and forget about your problems. According to the reviews I've read for this book and others in the series, some people don't get it. They just don't understand why these books, with their simple language and plots, are so popular. This book, like the others in the series, would appeal to someone who has lived in Africa. The real beauty in this book is in the honest commentary on some of the problems facing Africa. Then there are Mma Ramotswe's inner thoughts on life and humanity, which are full of humor and wisdom. There is also the way she's always having another cup of bush tea to think about different issues. That's all for now. Ketla Hobona. I'll see you in the next video about the next series, Tears of the Giraffe. Hosiyame. Goodbye.